Before we get into this video, I need you to name 5 African traditional sports. 1, 2, 3. See, I bet you couldn't name up to 5, which is why you need to keep watching this video. Aside being blessed with natural resources and diverse cultures, Africa is a remarkable continent for its sports. Numerous African sports have persisted over the years. However, both their organization and method have been developing through time. Many young Africans today are skilled in the traditional African sports. They are these sports proximate stewards. These sports might have vanished if there were no ongoing competitions. Investing in mainstream sports is a no-brainer, but have you really thought about how to keep these traditional sports alive by investing in them? Well, now that I've prompted you to think about that, here are 6 African traditional sports you should totally invest in. Dambe boxing. One-hand boxing is used in the traditional African sport of Dambe. Boxing matches can draw a lot of interest, especially when they take place in a formal environment. Dambe boxing is evidence for this assertion. The Hausa people of the northern Nigeria first played this traditional African sport as a kind of entertainment. With the passage of time, it changed and is now a more well-known African sport with a larger audience. The fighters square up against one another in pairs and battle until only one fighter remains, and at this point, the losing side is proclaimed. The fact that each boxer can only punch with one arm distinguishes this kind of boxing. To increase punching strength, the boxer's dominant arms are rope-wrapped. Additionally, it prevents knuckle fractures and injuries caused by them. There is no reason why you shouldn't invest in this sport of Dambe. Next up is the Senegalese wrestling lamb. Lamb is a traditional Senegalese wrestling game that got its beginnings as a pastime during harvest seasons. It also resembles Nigerian Dambe, with the exception that there is no rope wrapping of the arms. Lamb takes place between 2 masculine guys, usually outside of a designated location, with the goal of lifting the opponent up and over and throwing him to the ground. The Nguni stick fighting. Particularly during farming seasons, it seems that many African traditional sports are associated with a specific event. The Nguni herders in South Africa were primarily responsible for staging Nguni, a traditional sport. 2 warriors compete in a game of offense and defense to see who can prevail. In this game, the body parts hit with the stick determines how many points are awarded. Throughout the game, which can take up to 5 hours, the opponents adopt a variety of poses. This game is fun to see when played in a regulated setting with clear rules. Next is Savika, the bull riding. Bull riding is a tradition used by the Betsilio people of Madagascar to pass down culture from generation to generation. The game serves as a rite of passage that shows a guy is prepared to contribute responsibly to the society. Participants must be in good physical shape to play the intense game. This is due to the fact that the man will try to hang on to an enraged bull for as long as he can when it is let loose from its cage. The person who can stay mounted on the bull the longest is declared the winner. It is quite interesting that the award is no more than a right to brag. Next is Jukske. Early Afrikaners used a wooden pin known as a Jukske as an ox yoke. This foundation is where the sport of Jukske sprang from. The objective of the game was to use the Jukske to try and knock a stick off the ground. This African sport has become more well known throughout the continent due to its originality since it was institutionalized and its regulations were established. This game is played by pairs or teams of 4. The International Jukske Federation oversees Jukske competitions at the national level. The 5th sport on our list is Kwepena. Kwepena is well liked in Kampala, Uganda. The majority of girls participate in these ancient African sports. This yard game is entertaining and popular across the slums. Players take turns dodging soft balls that are typically made of plastic that are thrown at them by opposition players. The original game was played in West Africa according to the historians. It was one of the battle training drills employed at the time by fighters. The players utilized pebbles instead of softballs, which frequently dealt lethal blows. We have come to the end of this video. If you found it helpful in any way, do not fail to like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't.